Anyways, so let's see here. How's the setup in any stretch? The setup is stupid easy. You call them and tell them what colors you want, and they'll get it to you in 3 days, 3 to 4 days. Stretch, I from all the other shooters that since they've switched material in the past 5 years, I think, all the people I've talked to with threads have not had any stretch. Southern bow freaks, so that maybe answer your question. I mean, granted, I've had mine on for a day, so they haven't stretched.
Yeah, those things look really solid on that setup, and it shoots really smooth.
You thought it shot smooth?
Yeah, it shoots really smooth. Those that combo, that string combo you got color wise, everything it flows really well. It shoots good. So
I mean, after I built these arrows, because I went with the orange with the green knock.
yeah,
So that's why I did the strings with the orange and green. I think it makes it stand out good and it goes well together.
yeah, those arrows are sweet. I'm probably gonna be just going with those Eason 6.5 whiteouts.
I came this close to building a set of whiteouts today.
Really, I
Came
think it would be
that close,
sick.
and then I crunched all the numbers on it, and I would have to make a whole new site tape. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave what I got right now.
Yeah, well, I think part of it, like when you get that clean pass through and that
You
whiteout,
gonna send me a hat and mustache? What? Thank
nice.
you, thank you, Southern Flow.
When
Appreciate
you
it.
get when you get those whiteouts and you get a good pass through and you coat that arrow, man, it looks gnarly.
And
Full.
that's why I thought about it. I was like, man, that would look so awesome on a full pass through. But yeah, I came really close to getting a set, and later on, I may right before season, I may switch those just to try them out. But yeah, I will have to make a new site tape. But with this site, it's not hard to do.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I may fool around with that. Southern
Well,
Flow coming in with the roses. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
with the I thought I found a freaking well, I found a good deal, but it was the V3 setup. But I'm wanting the I want to say it's the V2 for the site that I'm wanting to get from Dialed. I found a guy that had one like used, but it was the V3 with the three pins from Dialed in Bottomland for 275 to your door, and I was like, dude, that's a freaking steal, but it's not really the one I want,
Yeah, that
unfortunately.
is a steal. That's a good deal, man. Good deal. Mm, good deal. Good deal. All right. So Southern Flow, if you're still in here, I looked around today, and I know that you finally sold one of your kayaks. So now you can maybe afford some arrows from me. Um, I did find out the arrow of choice that I'm going to be setting you up with. So whenever you're ready, I'll be back at the shop next weekend, and we can get you a set of arrows hooked up for your little arrow slingshot thing that you got. So Thor, if you haven't checked out his slingshot thing, you'll definitely have to get on his live and watch him do it one day. It's really cool.
Is that
Southern Bow Freaks, I am down in Bowden, Georgia. A shop called Bow Hunter Supply.
who has it? Who is it that had the slingshot thing? You said Southern Float.
It is Southern Flow in here.
Okay.
Yeah, look him up. He's a big kayaker, big fisher. He dabbles with slingshots, and he's got one of those slingshot arrow things, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So me and him gotta figure out a way to build him a set of arrows because the standard 2 inch fletchings that come on those arrows are hitting the bands on his slingshot. So I got to come up with a smaller profile vane, and I also need to come up with a. I don't necessarily want to file down a knock, but I want to find a wider knock for like a big serving string because his knocking point on those sling things are really thick. So he's having a lot of knock pinch issues and fletching contact issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. Look at his channel, check it out.
Sling bow. That's what it is. Sling bow.
Sling bow.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yep, yeah. So we got to find them all that, and they're like, I think they're Southern Flow. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're like 40 pounds as far as your draw on those. So it's one of those like 400 or 500 spine, but I also want to find a real light GPI so I can get him going a lot faster than. I think they say the standard arrows they recommend are a little heavy on the GPI side.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he's shooting like maybe 150, 160.
Yeah.
Um, but I think I can build him something that goes a lot faster.
Sweet, sweet.
So,
I was looking at some of the I was looking at some of those Black Eagles too, because I used to shoot when I used to shoot indoor Vegas style 3-spot.
Right.
I was pro staffed with. It was back when Black Eagle first started,
Okay.
and I used to shoot. I don't remember which one it was, but it was their. It was their tournament arrow, but I can't remember
Was it
what's.
the Revelation?
No, it was another one. I wish I could remember. Huh?
Intrepid?
That might have been it.
Was it a fat boy or a skinny?
Say it again. Sorry.
Was it the fatties or skinnies?
No, they were the. It was the fatties.
Oh, PS27, PS26, and PS23.
Yeah, I think it was the 20.
I shot the PS23s.
Yeah, I think it was the 23s.
I got you.
But I don't know. I had those, and Black Eagles come such a long way from even then because that was when they were first getting going. They were letting a lot of people staff for them, trying to promote their name and get their name out there, which it was sweet because I got a little bit of a discount.
And back then, it was probably before Dan McCarthy put his label on the PS23s. It used to be called the Black Eagle Challengers.
That was it. That was Challengers because it was an orange logo. It said Challenger on them.
Yep,
They
I've
were
I've
slick.
actually still got some here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Black Eagle Challengers. It is the exact same 8.2 GPI, exact same setup as the Dan McCarthy PS23 is now. It's just relabeled.
I got you. Well, I was just saying that I was looking while I was in the shop. I was taking a gander at some of those carnivores because I hear like great stuff about them.
Yeah.
But I didn't look at like the weight or anything on them, GPI wise, or none of that.
They are the carnivores, if I'm not mistaken, for your standard 300 spine. I think it's 9.2, I believe.
Not too. So with me jumping down a little bit, because I generally shoot 70 pounds, 340 spine. With me going down to 65, should I stay at that spine, you think, or should I go?
You say you normally run a 340 spine?
Yeah, most of mine that I've ever shot with 70 pounds was always been 340. That's just kind of what I've always went with.
Being at a 65, you're actually once you get to 65, you're recommended to go like a 350.
Right.
Or depending on where you cut it at and how much of a broadhead, you could actually get away and tune out a 400. I've seen it done. But
Okay.
being that you're in that middle of the road at a 340, it's always good to lean towards the stiffer side.
Yeah.
So you're going to be perfect. I mean, hell, dude, mine's at 70. You know what mine arrows are?
No telling.
250.
Not really.
I run a stiff as hell arrow. I run a
Oh
250
yeah.
spine. And it's way over spine, and I get it, but it tunes perfectly out of this bow, and it's perfect bullet hole, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But I'm also running a lot heavier weight in the front, too. I'm running a 125 in the front plus a 50, grain insert or a half out.
Right. Those
And I cut mine shorter, too. I run an overdraw, so I can cut mine a little shorter.
those field tips that you guys have I didn't even look. I noticed that big 300 grain one we were checking out. Do y'all? I guess y'all have them go down to 100 grain as well.
Yep, we've got them to go all the way down to a 85.
85. Yeah.
We got from an 85 all the way up to 300, but these are our Black Flag Archery, solid brass field tips that have the O-ring, so it won't back out on you when you're hitting into a target.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we've got them from 85 grain all the way up to 300 grain, and we also have them in different diameters, like 11/32, 5/16, 9/32, to fit your arrow.
Right. That's pretty slick.
it wasn't just a brass field tip that was thought about. I mean, we thought about everything as far as it matching up with the outsert or insert or whatever you're running for the correct size. So when you're pulling it out of the bag target, it doesn't get snagged up because you got too big of a field tip.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty slick. I used to have when I was shooting the Victory Vaps.
Yep.
They had the X. It was it called the Xert or the oh yeah, the Rip TKOs.
Yep. Rip TKOs.
Yeah, I think I was shooting the Vaps, and they had that.
The
They
VAP
called it
is a
like an
4 mil,
out.
right?
Huh? I want to say it was a skinny freaking arrow.
Yeah. VAPs are 4 mil. Uh, Rips are 5 mil, and then the VAF, which is VAF, which is their standards.
Well, for whatever reason, Chris had a buttload of the Vaps at one point, and he could not get rid of them. So he did a stupid sale on them, and me and my buddy Kyle bought like a dozen each. And he did such a good sale. Kyle went back and got another dozen, and still has enough arrows. Like he still has like 6 or 8 of them,
Right.
and that's what he can.
So your Nora, you got those in blue in. You can get on our website and check. I'm not 100% sure. I think we do, but don't hold me to it. But you can get on our website and check. How close are you to Rock Springs? I'm about an hour from Rock Springs. Not too bad. Go ahead,
That's
Thor.
not. That's not terrible. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. No worries. That's not too bad because you're about 45 minutes from me being in Lithia Springs. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, we I think they had the what they call them, the outserts or the excerts for the. It's the obviously where your field tip goes in, but normally you have a regular just insert
Yep.
to go in your shaft. Those Vaps came with those outserts or whatever. They were wicked, but dude, they would catch on the target every time.
So yeah, the shot SHOCKT shot half outs and insert system the Victory runs. When they first came out, they did get they had, I don't know if you can see those little bitty perforations right there on the edge.
Yeah,
So that's to help with structural integrity on the tip right here.
I got
But
you.
when they first came out with these, it was perforated across the whole insert or outsert, and it would get snagged up a lot. So the newer
Right,
design only has it on this little tip right here. And I'll be honest, shooting into like foam or like the self healing foam or even a cheap foam target, I have zero issues at all. But a bag target, I do still have issues with these. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I'm gonna probably switch over to a Easton component because they are completely smooth.
right.
So I'll probably be switching components here before too long. But this is just what they came with, so this is what I ran for now.
I got you.
But the only thing with that is these are 50 grains. The Easton's coming at 55. So granted, it's only 5 grains, but that's still going to change my FOC. That's going to change my total arrow weight. I'm going to have to redo my tapes.
Right,
It's just one of those things. So I don't mind these. I just make sure I don't shoot into a bag target.
right. I'm gonna look into either building. Well, I wouldn't say building because I'll be buying pre-fletched, but I'll probably be refletching them myself. But
Okay. Okay.
um, either getting those whiteouts, and really, I'm gonna leave the whiteouts the way that they are. I just like the short knocks, preferably.
Mhm.
Or honestly, I generally put nocturnals on what I'm gonna hunt with. So okay, um, I'll probably just run green nocturnals or red. I haven't decided what color yet, but
I got you.
I think the red on the back of the whiteouts would look sick. But
Either way is going to look awesome up against a whiteout like that. Correct. Either color you go with, to be honest with you. But if you are, anything like me, and you're going to try your damnedest to film this year,
yeah,
you know as well as I do, green shows up the best on footage.
right. Well, and if we're going with the aesthetically more pleasing knock to go with the bow, and the setup green would technically flow with everything. Of course, everybody's gonna be like, "You got this bottomland bow and all this crap, and then you've got these whiteout arrows." But I think personally, I think it's gonna go well with it.
Oh
So
yeah, I think it's gonna look good. I mean, I like mixing up camo because I mean, I've got the ambush green. Okay, I've got the elevate camo limbs,
right,
but I've got the mossy oak quiver.
quiver, yeah.
I've
I
got
mean, the deer don't give
I've
a
got the
crap.
mossy oak stabilizers as well, front and rear.
Well, and see, when I hang that bow up in the tree, somebody I used to know a guy that had a white. I want to say it was Realtree, a white elite, white camo, snow camo.
Hmm.
Somebody was like, "Oh, deer will see that from a mile away." He said, "Hang it in a tree, get down and look up. You'll
Right.
lose it in the skylight every time. You'll lose that bow hanging up in a tree."
Yep.
So them white arrows, I'm not really concerned with anything seeing them, in my opinion.
The only colors that I'm ever concerned with, as far as in the deer woods, is purple, blue, and yellow.
Yeah. Uh,
Because that's their vision. It is a yellow vision,
I don't want to
and
cut you
their
off,
eyes.
but I don't know if you caught it. But Bowhunter said, thought you run in a Darton.
Let's see here. Oh, Hunter, what's up, man? Blue, thought you were running the Darton. Yeah, all right, Bow Hunter. Sorry, I see your comment now. I was gonna plan on trying to run my Darton target bow in the woods just for the hell of it. But I was able to get some good connections. I was able to get stupid deal. So, no, you're not wrong. I was planning on doing it. I was, it was a 37 and a half axle to axle target bow with 30-inch stabilizers. I was planning on trying it in the woods. I mean, why not? But I got a stupid deal on this one, and I had another stupid good deal on, in another exchange for the Darton bow. This gave me some other stuff. So it was one of those things I couldn't really pass it up.
3 5s out of 30 targets. Hey, that's pretty good. 3 5s out of 30. That's probably better than me.
Colton, that's good, man.
I ain't shot at a 3D archery. Well, since the SBA, the Southeastern shoot last year.
Yeah,
That's the last
yeah.
time I shot at.
Unorthodox. He runs a 3D shoot out there in Oklahoma where he's at.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think definitely next year I'm going to try and get in on a couple more shoots. This year's just been really rocky with everything because for whatever reason, when things pan out, everything seems to kick back up. So
Going more. Papa, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Not much, man. How you doing tonight? Sorry, I just saw your request. My bad. I'm getting kind of lazy over here.
No, you're good. I just got to clean up some stuff on Nora's page, and then I saw the lives popping up and got lazy, so figured I'd jump on and say hi.
I got you. No deal.
But Nora's making a sponsor, unexpected change in sponsorship, so.
Another one? Didn't you just do another sponsor change, or had a new sponsor come in like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we're talking about it. We had a little bit of a falling out with Rogue.
Already?
So yeah, no, she was on like a tiered sponsorship, and she hit the next tier, and it came with some perks, and they don't want to keep their end of the deal. So we're just gonna.
Go figure.
What's that?
Go figure.
Yeah. So we did that giveaway, and they were supposed to foot the bill on the strings, and they were just like, nah, we don't want to. So all right, well then we're done here. So
Yep.
fortunately I called Duggar, and I was like,
I'm gonna scratch yours.
what's that?
You can't scratch my back anymore. I sure as hell ain't gonna scratch yours.
Yeah, she promotes the crap out of them, and then they gave her that basic sponsorship that they give everybody, and then she hit her goals and got a better opportunity, and they don't want to back it up, so we're out. But one of the
Well, give Margie a call at Threads, man.
Yeah, I mean, she's open to about anything, but we're just trying to get it going. We can't afford those kind of surprises. So,
Right.
but Duggar wanted a set of strings, and I had to call him, but he was cool enough. He understood. So,
Yeah.
um,
Hey, appreciate the
I wound
follow
up.
up.
I'm going to send him. I'm going to send him a half dozen rampages.
Okay. There you go.
So,
There you go. Cool
yeah.
deal.
Are
Yeah,
we
I just want us to talk about real quick. I am just so tickled pink at what this TikTok community has done for my man Duggar down there. It is insane. I don't know if a lot of people know the story. Duggar, I don't know if you want to get on here and talk about the story, but basically, long story short, your bow got stolen out of your garage with everything, all of your stuff, and you got within the community here and and the outreach and all the stuff that Trigger did for you and everybody else and everybody's done. You've got a whole new setup and you're done and ready for the next probably 5 hunting seasons. It's awesome. So thank y'all. Applause to y'all. Pat on the back to everybody for helping my boy Duggar out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ah, shit.
So, but Thor, what else you got going on, man?
Not a whole lot. I'm actually sitting here watching Bone Collector,
There you go.
and I'd seen you went live, and I was like, oh, I'm about to jump on here real quick.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so I'm getting ready. I'm gonna need to pick up a new target from you guys because my 3D buck got tore up by another deer last year during season during rut. A buck come out of the
Mine did
woods at
too.
night. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
mine's
did.
actually still laying out back where the deer, that messed it up, it knocked it
Yeah,
completely down, and it's still back there. I just ain't got to pick it up yet.
dude, that's literally where mine is. Where he knocked it off the legs. It's just leaning up against the tree.
Yep, yep.
Rest should be coming in. What kind of rest are you running there, Duggar?
Or what kind do you got coming in?
Yeah, or yeah, it's gonna be running.
I tell you what, I want to try out. I mean, obviously, I got the MX rest from Matthews on this one, but it's just a QAD basically.
Yeah,
Um, but I want to try that new ratchet from Ripcord.
I absolutely love that ripcord that I'm running. Um, that limb driven. I can't, like I said, I cannot remember the model of it, but it's been a great one. It's worked continuously. It tunes really well. It drops fast, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Ham skips
I've
one.
had good
Okay,
luck with
that's a good rest.
Hamsky.
That's a good rest. I've noticed
Yeah,
though.
all around.
I've noticed on the phase fours and on the lifts, the Hamsky has a big problem mounting flush and actually still being able to drop without making contact with the shelf. So I don't know if Hamsky's figured anything out with that, but that's why I always recommend like a QAD or a ripcord or something else. But Hamskys don't work too well on these last 2 years of Matthews, from what I've noticed.
The what kind of blade though?
Do what now?
Like a whip tail, it won't work. I know that. I think like one of those little the blade you put on the Hamskys. I think the whale tails have a fit issue, but the other one should be all right.
Yeah, so that was the main issue that I noticed was the whale tail was having an issue with the shelf. Let's see.
Yeah,
Anthony says that he's on
they have
his
like a
second
lizard tongue style. On seconds, and yeah, Nora ran QAD her first 2 years, and I think we ran through like 5 of them.
So
So
I honestly just haven't played with it enough or unboxed it enough to really tell. What's your difference between your MX and MX2 versus the integrated rubber on the drop away? Like other than the rubber versus felt, is there any other difference?
I don't know them that well. Just what Nora was running.
I got you.
I think I'm gonna mix it up and go a little traditional. I'm gonna take the felt off and use a piece of deer fur. No.
Never had any trouble until this year. What'd you have trouble with, Anthony?
I think he was saying he hadn't had any trouble with his QADs up until this year, because he's on his second since February.
Oh, okay.
I never had too much trouble with the QADs that I've had, but I had a ham scale on a bow at one point. I've had QADs. I've had a couple rip cords. I've had whisker biscuits.
Yeah.
Uh, I haven't had a whisker biscuit in years, but I've had them.
Dude, I had a guy last week bought a brand new lift and he got it
Whisker
in
biscuit.
the ambush and he put a daggone whisker biscuit on it and it works perfect.
Well, that's what I
There's so
tell
many
guys all the
people.
time.
"Well, you can't run a whisker. The hell you can't. Whisker biscuits are the OG shit, and as long as you
Yeah,
tune them right, you're good.
yeah, that's what you ain't got to worry about it dropping, falling, or what not dropping or
And
locking up.
you lose what 1 foot, maybe 2 foot a second, depending on how thick the bristles are. 2 foot a
Mate.
second is gonna get you what? Nothing.
Oh, a trophy taker. Yeah, those are. I think I
Evan, how
even
you
had a
been? I ain't
trophy.
seen you in a while, man.
I've had a trophy ridge. I had a junk trophy ridge rest one time. It was a weird drop away. Like basically, the arrow would lay on it and it would stand straight up and down, and then as you would draw back, it would turn a complete like 180 degree, and it had instead of a fork system, it had like an S system that went over the arrow. It was kind of weird. And I ended up breaking it. Yeah, if I find a picture of one, I'll send it to you. It was a trophy
Yeah,
ridge.
I've never even heard of that.
Dude, it was weird.
So speaking of OG stuff, Papa, maybe you've seen these, but I had a customer today telling me I need to look them up. But it's the NAP used to make them, and it starts with a R, but I can't remember what it was. But it was a spinning ferrule to the point where when you shot and the broadhead would stay still as the arrow turns. They were like spinners basically, but they would.
Oh, those are.
It started with an R, and I can't remember what it was.
We've got one sitting at the club in a it's sitting in the box of scrap parts in at the club. I know what you're talking about.
Was it the Rocket Head?
I don't. I'll have to look.
Second string. This is a phase 4.
I
My
will.
buddy Thor in here just got him a new lift today from me.
Yeah.
Shot, but he shot both. He likes the draw cycle and the wall better on the lift. I've shot both. I like the draw cycle and the wall better on the phase 4, so I got the phase 4.
That phase four is definitely smooth. I mean, like I said, they were both really, to me, really close. They were both good contenders, but I just I preferred the lift over. But definitely like both of them. But that 33 at 70, dude, I don't know what it was, but it felt like I was pulling 80. I was like, good night.
It's definitely a different animal. Evan, to answer your question, just the deal that I got, I couldn't pass it up, so that's why. And I know a lot of y'all probably remember some of my older lives where I was talking trash on the Matthews, grip system, but I changed the grips and I've shot it enough now to where I actually like it. So I ate my words on that one.
That
But you can ask anybody that ever shot a Matthews. That's the first thing they do is take the damn grip off.
Randy Morocco's competing with that phase 4. So I mean, that's got to
The
be a
33 or the
testament to
29?
what's that?
The 33 or the 29?
33.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's funny. I actually while Thor was there, or I think I told him about it because I'd done it right before he got there. But I weighed this bow like fully dressed, like how I would be carrying it, into the woods. 8.5 pounds. This thing is heavy.
Yeah, that's a meaty bow.
Better
Yeah.
ratchet strap that thing to your backpack.
Well, I mean, good thing is I got I got the SCS system on here, so I've got my Matthews
Yeah.
sling that I'll be able to put the sling on it and all that stuff. So yeah, but I did kind of play around with some of the Matthews fanboys, including myself in here, may understand or know that the Matthews newer ones have that stay afield system, that little yellow string that you can take from cable or cam to cam,
Yep.
and as long as you back the limb bolts out 4 turns on each one, you can actually squeeze these cables and hook up that little SA or stay afield the SAS system string on there, and you can service in the field your strings, your cables, everything without a press.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Oh,
I
I
got to
didn't know
play with
that.
that.
That's kind of cool.
I played with that a little bit, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I guess they got tired of seeing guys use a ratchet strap. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Not too safe on that one because once you go to undo the ratchet strap, you better hold on.
You better hold on.
Need Matthews to come out with a cam adjustment set up like Bowtech has on their Reckonings.
Well, then at that point, Matthews is getting shut down, just like everybody
Well, I
else
mean,
has
they
tried
need
to get away with it.
They got enough engineers they could probably create their own something
Yeah.
or other. But
Yeah, but I mean, Matthews is still running off of everybody else's patents because the only thing that Matthews actually has is the as far as their technology on these bows is
yeah,
the limb.
well,
Limb
look,
is the only thing.
everybody's using everybody else's patents. I mean, Darton's got a big bite on that, and that kind of goes back to
That goes all the way back
Bowtech
to Brett.
going after Athens and all that.
Yeah.
Like they've been sharing patents for 30 years. Why? I don't understand why they got to go after. I mean, they could have called Athens and straightened that out.
Yeah,
No, we're
everything
just
could be handled with a phone call. I mean, that's like me, oh, I designed this tape measure, but I'm going to let you borrow it, but I'm going to sue the hell out of you for using it. That's stupid.
yeah.
The archer community manufacturing it, that, in my opinion, they need to work as close knitly as we do, helping each other out on bow tuning and bow stuff. They just need to help
Well,
each other out.
and there's, as far as that aspect goes, as far as the design part of it, I mean, it's good for the sport. I mean, when you can, this is what happens in archery when you have these big corporations come in and buy up a bow company, and people start getting sued and they want to corner the market. There's not going to be any market left if they keep that up. I
And
mean,
that's
just
why I typically won't endorse or give my time towards any corporate owned, bow companies. If they're their own, like, Matthews and, Darton, and if they're their own brand, yeah. But if they're just a corporate where the corporate actually owns like a food chain, now they all of a sudden they own archery equipment, no, not messing with y'all.
yeah, no thanks. Yeah, boutique. We were big time boat. Well, that was Nora's doing because she's a Paige Pierce fanboy, but we really like Bowtech. Thought they made a good bow. But even Nora, as young as she is, she's like, I just can't get behind that. Why are they going around crushing everybody? That ain't cool.
Yep.
So
They are. And unfortunately, it's, like Boutique says, it's not just Bowtech. I mean, if you look at the hunting or the archery industry as individuals, that those industries are some of the most cutthroat daggum industries out there. And it's
yeah,
sad because we just need to help each other to make the sport grow better and to get more stuff, more product out there if we would just get along. I mean, for shit's sake.
Well, the problem is it boils down to money, dollars, dinero. I mean, look at what, I'm a Hoyt. I love my Hoyts. I sold my RX4 so that I could buy the lift. I love that Carbon Ultra RX4, but I was gonna get the RX8 in Bottomland.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm not paying $1,800 for a freaking bow.
You know, what did I just save you on the list? $600 just on the bare
Exa-
bow.
exactly, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Hey,
they,
you can get
it's
this site for that price I just saved you.
exactly though. But that's it. I mean, I
Five
think
ninety nine for
I
a
got
site. I'm stupid.
I got lucky that I'm at a perfect age where I got to come up and I got to experience the transformation of the. I mean the archery world transformed well before then, but about the time that the PSC Dream Season dropped was when I was really getting into archery.
Yeah.
And even right then at that pinnacle for them, like dude, everything was changing still, and it was awesome. I mean, the past parallel limb design, like they thought everybody thought that was wicked when they did that with the Dream Season bows and stuff like that. And because I remember I had a Brute X I bought brand new. I thought it was the coolest thing. You know, I felt really into what I was doing. I enjoyed shooting that bow. Like things were great, and every bow company was coming out with some innovative thing every year.
Yeah.
And I got to watch Bowtech drop the RPM 360, and and then I
Yep.
got to
Yep.
watch them blow. Then I got to watch them blow limbs off of the things. I mean, we got to see some really cool stuff from everybody, even during these last years. But like, we've got to a point where everything looks the same. Everything damn near shoots the same. It's coming down to, like I said, money. I mean, how much you want to spend on a bow? Because, like I said, I had that RX4, and I told everybody. I even told you. I was like, I don't ever need another bow, dude. This is Carbon Ultra. It's a great shooting bow. There's nothing wrong with it, just as long as I keep strings on it and take care of it.
Yep.
And then
Absolutely.
they dropped that bottomland lift, and I was like, man, I'd really like to go back to a Matthews. Like, it's all
Yeah.
about just looks and consumer,
Yeah.
and it,
'Cause I mean, like you said, at this point in the industry, a bow's a bow. So
dude,
just
for real.
if you like, the name of something, go with that because you know what, the
Right.
next name it's the same thing. It's a bow's a bow.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell Matthews is gonna do next after
Oh,
this
dude.
lift.
Well, that's like any company. Like you said, you get to thinking, you're like, what are they going to do now?
Yeah.
What could they possibly do that, like, inverted limbs? Like, I don't know. Like, what are we going to do?
I know with components, so we with Nora's stuff, um, we're kind of hitting the corner in the market with, or trying to hit the market with your young teens and teenagers and stuff, and maybe their parents don't want to spend a small fortune on. Um,
I
but
was actually just about to ask you about that, Papa. For some of the people in here that haven't joined before, what is or what does Pandora have as far as stuff to offer to other consumers? Like, if I were to reach out to you and say, "Hey, I need this," I mean, what do y'all have?
so basically, I'll give you the whole spiel. Um, we found that on the competitive side, bow hunter class, freestyle class, that these younger kids were quitting the sport, and most of the time it was mom and dad can't afford to buy them new equipment, and they're growing out of the stuff they got.
Right.
So if you look, most of the stuff, 99% of the product out there is either entry level, okay if for a 10-year-old,
Yeah.
but just not. And then the next step up is like your Hamsky equipment and your Ultra View, and you get into like sights and scopes and glass and peeps. Like Nora's peep
Yeah.
sight was, her peep kit was $200.
Yeah.
Like like she's got a $4,000 bow. But once it's all said and done, so we created a line of products that were kind of somewhere in between, something that's not going to break the parents, um, but it's not junk. And to be honest with you, I've had I put a couple stabilizer sets out to some of the kids in the club and whatnot without any branding on them or anything. And I
So
mean,
So I was just gonna ask you about that. Some of those components that you have released already. I'm just gonna call it how I hear it.
Yeah.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it just something you've taken off of an expensive bow and you're reselling it for a cheaper value, or is it something that you
No.
actually produced and it had someone make for y'all that is
We I I designed this on CAD, and we tried a couple different couple different ideas. We wound up for the freestyle kit. These kids that are wanting to get into freestyle, but they don't want super heavy components. We wound up 3D printing out of carbon fiber filament. All your end caps and your adapters are carbon fiber. They're not aluminum,
okay.
and they work. I was so
Uh,
afraid. We tried them. I thought they were going to break. They're indestructible.
Nice.
Regina Morello. Hey, how are you? I tried to hit you a follow back, but I don't know. It wouldn't let me talk over you. Who's trying to talk over you? So, well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, did y'all try like, because obviously you went like the carbon route and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
when y'all were first like getting to start, did y'all like once you made it on CAD, did y'all like do some 3D printing to test out different things, or before you went
Well,
to the hard scale stuff?
we went straight to aluminum rod. You know, I have a buddy that's got a machine shop, and we got some 3/4 inch aluminum rod, and he has like a bar feeder style CNC lathe, and they machined out like 10 sets of bars and end caps and back bar adapters, and tried those. We had the kids try them. The younger kids, they were a little heavy for them, so we started, let's try this 3D or this 3D printed carbon material the guy at the machine shop was talking about. And I was like, this stuff's gonna snap off. I just know it. But we tried it. It's solid as a rock, dude. I'm so impressed with how that turned out.
Nice.
So we're gonna run with it.
That's cool. A buddy of mine does some 3D printing, and he made another buddy a pew pew lower frame out of that carbon 3D stuff.
Yeah,
Dude, that's insane. That stuff is insane.
it's real slow. Manufacture time's slow, but it's just, I mean, with a whole spool of materials like $180, and you can make like 20 or 30. I forget what he said of the end caps and rear bar
Well,
adapters, and we're gonna do.
that's what a lot of people don't understand is engineering is so expensive.
That's why I did it myself. We just trial and error.
Black Flag Archery, the company that I shoot for, Black Flag Archery, he created his own heads, and he told me when he was designing those heads and getting like the prototypes made and all that kind of stuff, and then they would go back and address the drawboard again, that kind of thing. And but while they were making them, it costed him $250 for one head to be made just to test it, and to get to the point now where 35 bucks for a 3 pack. But yeah, testing and making and engineering, it costs $250 per head to do that stuff. So I'm like, okay, now I understand why it takes y'all so long to come up with a new head.
Uh, I was losing you there for a second.
You're all right. You're all right.
I heard $50 a head. What?
No, yeah, you definitely broke up. So when he was engineering the heads and giving them prototype, they were about $250 for one head just to make a prototype, and it gets crazy expensive to engineer stuff for the archery game.
Yeah, it's definitely beyond our reach. Even doing 90% of the work ourselves. We're oh god, I'm probably pushing 10 grand into this project.
Regina says in Scottish chat they talk over me when asking questions. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I'll try and get to your comments as much as I can without trying to interrupt or overtalk, my guest as well. Um, Regina, you said you're new into this stuff. What kind of questions you got? But Papa, how's Nora been doing?
She's doing good. She did a money shoot tonight. Walked out with like 90 something bucks. So
Yep.
not too bad. She did. They did. Yeah, a couple pot shots and a couple of those sidebar skins bets. So she did okay.
Michael Todd, is that your bow? If so, how do you light that sight, and can you show me it? Yeah. So yeah, it is mine. It's a Phase 4, and this is the Ultra View. Oh, oh god, Ultra View slider. Sorry, I'm tired, y'all.
I can't believe you got that slider.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that thing heavy?
It, it's. Can I honestly tell a difference between that and let's just say a that's one of the next heaviest sites out there. I honestly can't tell a difference. Does it actually weigh more than a spot hog on a scale? Yeah, it does. So yeah, it is heavy, but it's also all the other sites out there are manufactured with 60-25 aluminum. This is 70-75, so it's tougher, it's more scratch resistant, it's going to be heavier. It's a denser metal.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Ultra Views. They engineer the crap out of their equipment. It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
I was talking with Max Dixon, who's one of their customer service reps. Who actually I ended up going to a shoot. The last ASA shoot that I went to, he was in my group, um, and so we got to talking about it. And they have over 6 or 7 engineers from Georgia Tech that work for them designing all this stuff. And being getting the site now and looking at the quality of it and watching some of their quality control videos that they've actually put out here recently, the lights on them, I mean, every single component on this is hand built. I mean, the lights are hand, every single button, there's 3 buttons on that thing. Every single one is hand soldered. All the fibers are hand ran. I mean, it's just everything is done by hand. So, and every single one of those sites. So I'm like, okay, I understand why it's so expensive now. They've put so much, they've over engineered it. They've put so much labor and work into it. It's, a Georgia based company. So of course I'm going to condone it. Being from Georgia, I just, there's a lot of things going on with UltraView. And there's quite a few things actually in the upcoming works that I'm really excited about. And I just, when I first had the sticker shock, when they first released the site, 9 months ago or a year ago now, it was just, oh my God. But the more and more that I have my hands on it now, and the more and more I look into it and understand why it is the way it is, I understand why it's so expensive now.
I'm actually. I had to send our. We did a 3D printed scope, and I've got it out to a patent attorney right now because Nora's scope setup looks a little too similar to UltraView scope, and I'm afraid they're going to bite us. So,
Let me see here. Get back to some of these comments. Sorry, y'all. Michael Todd, yes, that's my bow. Okay. Did they make that in a 1 pin? So the slider comes factory with the 3 pin XL, and you get that fourth bonus pin. But you can obviously change, one, even though you'll get it like that. You can later on change to a single pin. You can change to a single pin three stack. You can change to a 3 pin horizontal, 3 pin vertical, 2 pin vertical, 1 pin vertical. There's a lot of different scopes that you can put on there. I shoot React Alpha. Been looking at the arc, so yeah, the dialed. my opinion between the dialed and this one, I'm gonna go this one all day long. Just because I've seen and had my hands on the dialed, and there's a few issues that I don't really like about it. But it's all opinion based. Archery is opinion based. You can like a Matthews, you can like a Bear. I don't care. It's up to you, and you just got to get your hands on it. What you decide is best for you.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, the light
second that.
the light works great.
Go
The
ahead.
light on it, so you can change it. Let me take this back off. So the light on this one, when you turn it on, it all well, that's a bad view. There you go. So you can turn it on, and it obviously all lights up like this. You got your dimming and your brightness, over here, and then back up to bright over here. You can actually hold it down, and the level goes off, and you're just lighting up your pins at that point. So sometimes if you've got it too bright, that level, having the level light, will just kind of blow everything out. Um, so you do have the option to be able to turn that off. So that I like that a lot. And then with if you are in a state that doesn't allow you to run electronics, you take this screw loose, and this light cartridge pops out, and you can just take. It comes with another white ring like this right here. So when you take this section right here will come off, and you'll just have another white ring that goes in. Um, that way you're not running into any legality issues of running electronics in the sights. And those just pop back in, and there you go. And some people talk about having an issue with this being square and this being square, having an issue with their peep on this one. Um, if you actually just pay attention to how far out or in you run, in my experience, run your dovetail or bridge lock or whatever you're running, or if you're just on a pick mount and you can't really move it, just go down or up and play with your peep size, and you can actually still, even though it's square, you can still get that to perfectly eclipse just fine and not have any issues.
I got a question for you, Draw.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever seen like the XL AccuHunter? Um, some of the scopes came with they're like a crosshair with a little ring in the middle.
Yeah. So
No.
Trophy Ridge has one. Apex, which is a sister company of Trophy Ridge, they have one. I've seen quite a few of those. Yeah, the AccuTouch.
So my
So what's your
question is, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I'll explain the method to my madness here. I can vouch that it works. Um, Running a pin with that crosshair is a good way to see if you're torquing your bow at all when you're taking your shots. But somebody had mentioned that there's a possibility that's not allowed in ASA.
not allowed in
Because
the
if you line your pin up dead center with that crosshair, you know you're not torquing your bow at all and your shots are tits. That's the way I ran it, and they're like, can't do that in ASA. But I never confirmed. I could never get that answer or that question answered.
Okay, South Georgia Bulldogs. Sorry, True Glow, not Trophy Ridge. My bad. Sorry. I've never seen that rule, and I've got the ASA app obviously, and I look at the rules all the time when people ask me about that. So I'll have to get in and read it some more. Um, if it's not written or verbally blatant in the rules, then yeah, run it. But I'll have to do some real research on that.
Well, I had Nora try it last week, and I said, I don't know if this is kosher with the rules or not, but we're going to try it. And she was shooting it.
Yeah. Let's see. The only good thing True Glow has ever made is their bow stands. Let me go back through some of these comments real quick. I think I missed a few when I was talking about that site. Nimrod over here, yeah, big money. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got the 3-pin model. That's what it comes with. It comes with a UV3 XL SE, which is slider edition. So it comes with that. Um, let's see, that's badass. Okay, from what I read, they're assembled here, but all the components are made overseas. I don't know how true that is, Drew. I could be mistaken, but then again, it's just a phone call from Max for me to make and ask. I'll find out. I'll let you know. Let's see, what else did I miss? I got one on the rack, but that the lens application. Okay. Archinome is a goat. Eh. He's a really short goat. But yeah, that's it. I don't really have too much else tonight. So who else is done crying after putting up all their turkey hunting gear? I don't know about everybody else's states, but my state it ended a couple of days ago. But now it's time to get out there and start scouting in the deer woods. I got 4 or 5 cameras that I got to go put out this weekend. Oh, bow hunter, you in tomorrow? I got you. You got you a stud bird? Put out some corn and wait. See, I'm early season. What I'm doing this year is a little different than last season because I spent thousands of dollars in corn last year. So what I'm doing this year is I am going to, like the protein blocks and stuff like that. I'll put those out early season, but I'm not putting any corn out until late October. Once all my foliage is already gone and stuff like that, and already on the ground, at that point I'll start putting some corn out. But for right now, I'm just doing some protein blocks, to help them, sustain a little bit.
One of our hunting buddies is doing this food plot kind of thing, but he planted a bunch of like buckwheat and then planted whatever that seed mix is for the food plots. But then he like ran over the buckwheat and bent it all over flat to act as like almost like a protectant, I guess, for the feed coming up.
Yeah, for the seed, yeah. Yeah, Nimrod. Yeah, sorry, we were talking about turkeys. You're right. I got off track. I'm in deer mode already. My turkey season's done. I'm on deer mode. Sorry. Yeah, Archer Gnome. He said he got
Yeah,
one, but
no-till.
I don't know. He ain't said nothing yet. She ain't showed nobody. He's got a big old stud down. It's probably a bearded hen.
No, that's what he was. He was said it was like a no-till plot.
Yep.
I was trying to remember what he was calling it, but
Yeah, no-till stuff works pretty good. I got a little small, what I call, a KILL plot. That's only, I think it's only like 50 by 50. It's not very big, but I just did a little no-till out in the. I got one little clearing back there in the woods that it's a natural clearing, and it's just like a little perfect 50 by 50 circle that in the trees that comes right down to this little bitty patch. And so I ended up, weeding that all the way down to the ground, and I just threw everything out there in the no-till, and it's doing pretty good. It was the Whitetail Imperial no-till stuff.
I just dig a hole and drop a block in it. I ain't trying to get all that kind of fancy.
Value amateurs, would you be interested in participation for the Kent Hughes raffle I'm hosting in June? Why don't you direct message me? That's a little random. What I mean, if you want, jump in here. We'll talk about it. What kind of raffle, and what kind of donation, and we'll talk about it. Let the people vote. First fishing tournament we've ever hosted. Okay. Well, Hunter, I can already tell you that Archery Numb's answer is going to be Matthews. So whatever you ask him is going to be Matthews.
So, what are you doing between now and deer season? Anything, or just planning?
Turkey season just kind of ended a few days ago, and deer season for me starts in September. So my plan now is just go scout and go put some cameras out, and see what comes in, and start making my decision on where I'm going to go. Keep up with the inventory as far as what I've got back here on private, and then also go put out some cameras on on public as well.
Yeah, Nora's wanting to hunt more this year. Now that she's getting more into the 3D, and there's nothing real big going on during hunting season. She's willing to miss a couple tournaments to get out in the woods. So
Right.
she's got the itch this year. So
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you can't fault her for that. Taking after the old man.
absolutely not. That's
We just had our chili cook-off in March, and my raffle raised $10,000. All right. Well, okay. What was the raffle for $10,000? If you don't mind me asking, a Roku TV? I'm just being a smartass. I don't know. Not gonna lie, that prime running. Hey, how did it? Did you figure out, Nimrod? Did you settle on what color strings you want to go with on that thing yet? Reed, what's going on, buddy? Glad you're back. You missed so much. Hey, Brandy. Well, that's actually a really funny name because every time someone reads it, they're saying "Hey" to you. I like that. Give me a rundown. Yeah, yeah, man. You missed everything. I ended up taking a sawzall to my new strings back here. Um, Papa over here, he decided to buy the bow after I've already sawzalled half of it. So you missed a bunch. No, you didn't miss anything. We were just talking about archery stuff. You didn't miss nothing. Nothing crazy happened. This isn't like bow talk. We don't do anything crazy here. We had a rifle, two, okay, pew pews. All right. Uh, no equipment. Okay, yeah, nice, nice. Solid purple or copper and Botox colors to get to them. I got you. I got you. Yeah, that baby blue. I'm not gonna lie. That color looks really good. It really does. If it were my bow and it was all pretty rainbow like that for Pride Month, I mean prime bows, I would be doing a blue string. It looks good against that different colors, and there is a lot of blue in that flake as well. Robin's Ed bloodline, yep. Pissing them off too, but I'm going flow pink. Okay, I got you. Nothing wrong with the pink string. That looks good too. And I don't care what color the bow is. The pink string looks good on anything. I saw one at the last shoot I was at. It was like my string with a twist, but it was flow pink with a gray twist and a white pinstripe. That shit looked fire. Glow in the dark lift strings, threads brand new. I'll sell for 100. Lift 33. Glow in the dark. What is that? A natural? What's the closest color to that? White. Okay. Huh. Glow in the dark strings. That'd be pretty. Looks more like dyed white. I got you. It's a bloodline fiber. Okay. For $100 for a lift 33? Dang. Well, I just paid for strings yesterday, so I'm good. Appreciate it. Yeah, I bet they are, man. I bet they are. So, hey, Boutique, on a real note, uh, I know you kind of, dabbled around with that design, for drawback outdoors with the, on those target arrows, but that's not a target bow anymore. Some things have changed. So, that new camo design, or some of those new camo designs that you have, can you do those in an orange? Just because I want to be able to see my arrows. Either like a flow orange or flow green, but still have that pattern. Ooh, or that digital camo one, but instead of it being normal camo colors, do a green and orange camo pattern. Where have you been? Where have you been? That got traded and worked a deal with, and this deal on this one I couldn't pass up. So the target bow is gone. I'll still compete with this one, but I'm not going to be competing as much. I'm getting back into the hunting game for real. Like I don't know, I don't know if my mind's telling me no, but it was just I thought I was going to do the target thing, and then I got into the politics side of the target thing, and I decided nope, not for me. So I'm getting back into the hunting thing a lot more, and I'm glad I did.
Sorry, I was indisposed for a second.
You're good. You're
You
good.
guys were talking about strings. Uh,
Yep.
Fun fact for those of you that don't care what your strings look like, if you go with the natural white, they last quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
The dye breaks down the strings.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yep. The same thing I tell people too when they get a like a solid flow green. That dye actually weighs it down a lot, and it's a lot heavier string than if you were to get a different color.
yeah. If you'll notice, Nora shoots, her strings are all white. She'll go different color servings, but she'll always shoot white strings.
Yeah. Let's
Just
see.
she
Both.
shoots so much.
not to do the colored camo stuff due to competitors doing it. Okay. The performance loss most humans won't see. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But it's still there. And I always educate everybody that walks into my shop on every aspect of it, not just a little bit. I don't just want them to come in and say, "Here's your new bow because I recommend this one to you." But no, I'll educate you and I'll spend time and I'll spend 2 weeks with you on one bow if you want. I don't care. I will educate all my customers on all aspects, strings, arrows, everything.
Brad. Shit. Hold on. Sorry.
What do you think about the Bowtech Assassin? My experience with it is goosey. I don't know. So maybe Papa can answer you here. Well, he's paused. Hold on. Wait for your answer. No, no,
I
no, no.
lost.
Nimrod, I'm not at my own shop. I work at a shop. You know what shop I work at? I work at Chris Power's shop, Bow Hunter Supply. But I'm the Bowtech there, and I spend a lot of time with the customers and educate them on everything, all aspects of the archery game, instead of just being you know, one of those Bowtechs that here's your bow, have a good day. I'll spend hours with a customer on a bow.
I lost
No,
audio for a minute. What?
yeah. But yeah, Papa, if you got service, that guy was wanting me to talk to him about the Bowtech Assassin because I don't have any experience with it.
I don't. I don't either. He must not have been in here earlier. He must not have been in here earlier when we were having the Bowtech discussion.
Oh goodness. Oh. It's a good starter bow. There's you someone that knows about it. Read it, send him a message. Bow Hunter, easy on Bowtech. Yeah, but we got to be easy on Bowtech because we'll end up getting sued for something.
Wouldn't surprise me. Getting all kind of pings and whatnot.
Yeah, me and you both.
Nora just texted me. She said, "Get off my TikTok."
Get on your own, man.
I can't go live on mine. Mine's all private.
Yeah, I know. We got to get yours up to following status here.
Yeah. It's all right. I ain't worried about it.
You'll get enough.
But yeah, it's most of you guys don't follow NFAA. I was gonna say they switched the national championship from Louisville, Kentucky, up to Chicago in February. It's like the most, yeah. It's like the most expensive town on the coldest month of the year, and there's like the whole Target side of this sport's like all up in arms. We're not even going to go. We're going to shoot Lancaster instead.
I mean, you're going to Chicago in the winter, but then it's also the Windy City, so you better aim like a foot right or a foot left, depending on what way you're facing.
Oh, it's all indoor. It's just the fact that we priced it out. It's like $2,000 for us to go. I'm like, no, there ain't no way.
Jesus.
We could usually do it on $1,000. I don't want any part of that town. It's too liberal, too dangerous. But
hey, Duggar says you can come stay with him. He's only 45 minutes out.
Yeah, he's. I talked to him on the phone the other day. He's. I forget what town he said he was in, but yeah, he's right right outside of town, out in the burbs.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm getting out of here. My coffee's done wore off. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I think I'm out too. It's been a long day. But
All right. Well, everybody, Papa, have a good one. Everybody in here, y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining. We'll see y'all later. All right.
take care, guys.
Peace out, Cub Scout. That was good. That was good, Reed. All right. We'll see y'all later.